Every Friday, the Khutba is for the believers to be reminded, reminded of the time in which he lives and what he has to do. For the nature of man is that he is forgetful. When he walks out of the door, he has already forgotten what has been said here. Every Friday, every beginning of the week, the believer has to be reminded at the new beginning for the next week how to live as a believer. And we live in an age of speed, of the fast pace of life. Why? Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said 1500 years ago, there will come a time, Akhiru Zaman, the end times, when time will run very fast. When a child is 5 years old, he will appear as if he is 10 years old. When a child is 10 years old, he will be as mature as a 15-year-old. They will grow up quickly. And time will pass quickly. Why? Because Allah speaks of the time of life, the time that gives life to all things in existence. Time gives life to things. When time comes to an end, life comes to an end. So time gives life to all things in existence. Why does time speed up? Why does time move faster? Why has the Lord decided that the time will move faster in the end times? Because he has taken the blessing away from time. He has taken the blessing out of time. He has taken the blessing away from space. And that's why people feel constrained. No matter where they are, they feel constrained. Inability to relate or disturbed relationships. Is that how you say it? Dysfunctional relationships. What percentage of people are dysfunctional in relationships? Out of 100%, 110% are dysfunctional. How is that supposed to work mathematically? That is so you can understand what is meant. The whole of humanity is dysfunctional. Man with wife, wife with her husband, children with mother and father with children, friends with friends, employees with employer, employer with employees, the people with the government with the people. All relationships are disturbed. Why? The secret: go to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and let him give you the answer. Nobody can give you the answer. The answer is in the hand of God. The secret why they can't find so many thousand causes. Because of the time. Allah has taken the blessing of time and the blessing of space. He took it away, and then people feel constricted. Within the relationship between two people, you need your space, and one of them is somehow too much. At some point, he is too much. You don't look at the watch, but you feel that it's time now. Now is the time for one of us to pull back. That is the secret. The Lord has taken away the blessing. Why did he take away the blessing? In the end times, such an atmosphere will come, said Sayyidina Muhammad. A dark time like this has never been seen even before my time. This will be the darkest period of time. People will worship their egos. In my time, before my time, people at least worshipped idols that they created with their own hands. Also stupid, but at least they worshipped something else. In the end times, people will worship themselves. It doesn't get any more stupid than that. They will claim that they are divinities. And Allah does not like anyone other as God. Doesn't like competition. In the end times, because of their wickedness, their evilness, their bad way of life, and their materialistic way of living and looking at things, they will have polluted even the time in which they live with their godless way of life. And Allah will want to free the time from their hands. Quickly away from these people, from these filthy people. Time will complain to Allah and say, "Oh Allah, don't let me get dirty in their hands. Let me run faster to you." Everything used to be so slow. Why? Everything used to be so slow. The day was long enough for everything. You looked after your animals, you farmed your land, you made your fire, you gathered wood, you ground your wheat, made flour, you made bread, and the day was long enough for all these things. And the joy of life was long too. There was no need to live in a hurry. Haste is from Shaitan, said Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Haste, slowness. Slowness is always associated with patience, and patience is blessed. The time of patience, the time of the patient ones is blessed. And the patient ones say, "How much longer do I have to be patient?" You have to be patient just a little longer, because patience is blessed. You don't know what blessing you will receive from Allah for this time spent in patience. You can never imagine it. If all the forests, all the trees in the world were made into pencils, they could never have written down the blessings for the 1 minute of patience of the patient one. If all the oceans and seas had been used as ink, they would not have been enough to write it down. Not even an angel knows the extent of the blessing. Only the Lord knows. There is such a blessing for the patient one. And that is why the time for a patient person seems a little long. The patient person thinks he is suffering, and the Lord has no ear for his suffering and for his complaints and for his plagues and for his questions. But the Lord hears and sees everything and says slowly, he should have more patience. Why? Because the Lord says, "Inna Allaha ma'a sabirin." I am with the patient ones. He wants to be with us for a longer time. He wants to spend time with us. He does not want to separate from us, because he enjoys being with us. But we don't enjoy it because we think we have been left alone, abandoned. Whoever is patient, the Lord is with him. He will never be abandoned. And the blessing of time has been taken away, the blessing of space has been taken away. Hence the depression, aggression, the attacks, the quarrels, the fights, the separations, because the blessing has been taken away. And people are going from one therapist to another, from one psychologist to another. Here is the answer. Here is the answer. Allah gives you the answer when you are with Him. And that's why Freud and Alt and Jung are so astonished. We would never have thought of such an idea, such an answer. Yes, because you're unbelievers. Unbelievers don't get answers. They have endless questions, and they chase after answers that they will never be able to grasp. And then, in the end, they die as crazy people. Too many questions make people go crazy. There used to be trains. They traveled so slowly, and you enjoyed looking out of the window. You could see everything. Where you passed and where you passed through, and the trees and the landscape, and you could relax and enjoy yourself. Everything was so slow back then, but it was fun. Now it's speedy times. The faster the train is, the more you enjoy it, because you're in a hurry. You want to get to your destination quickly, and then to the next destination, and the next, tuck, 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 and your soul no longer follows along. Your soul says, keep cool. Why do you want to die so quickly now? If you're an unbeliever, even worse for you. For the believer, it's a joy to be reunited with the Lord quickly. But for the unbeliever, and now, when we get on the train, we see nothing. We are not aware of anything. It's too fast. We don't even see shadows out there, like on TV. Like on TV, these parasites, the picture and the sound disappear, and these funny little dots appear. What are they called? Parasites, right? Snowdrift. Snow. Ants. Picture disappears, sound disappears, pleasure disappears. The blessing is gone. Allah takes away the blessing from everything, and the flavor. Where has the flavor of yesterday gone today? If you ate something yesterday, you tasted it, tomato, cucumber. Nothing tastes good today. And the Lord has promised that. After you, O Muhammad, what will happen after me? People will become so evil and dirty. I take away their knowledge. They will become well-read donkeys on two legs. They will have read thousands of books and understood nothing. They are just people who carry a burden. Then I'll take away their sense of shame. They'll be so shameless that they will do everything openly. Then I'll take away your taste, their taste, the taste of life. And even if they are the richest people in the world, they will no longer have any taste for life. They will have lived so tastelessly. All the blessing, all the taste is the blessing of things. All blessing away from all things. And time will say, "Oh Lord, save me from their hands. They are polluting me. Just be quick." And Allah will make time run faster, because He also wants to deal with the evildoers quickly. Quickly, that evil has lived quickly and has been destroyed quickly, and that the day of judgment has come quickly. There is wisdom in everything. You just have to ask. And you must always ask the one who has wisdom, not the one who claims to have knowledge. Knowledge is no longer that expensive. Knowledge is so cheap, you can find it at any bazaar counter. Books, €1, 50 cents. From Goethe, yes, 50 cents. I'll even give it to you as a present. Nobody reads today anyway. Knowledge has ended up beneath our feet. Even a small child has knowledge. It has even more knowledge than we do, because they can store more in their heads. But wisdom is not for sale. Wisdom is always on top. It never falls below our feet. And that is why the Lord says, "And if you are lost, ask a Zakir. Ask someone who gets his knowledge from me, who always carries my name in his heart and on his tongue. Only he can give you the answer." May Allah give us a blessed life and not let us waste our time instead.
Nicht verschwenden lassen.